Last summer we went camping. We wanted to enjoy the forest and have fun with my wife and 3 kids. 2 long hours on a rural road, with thick forest and dense vegetation on both sides of a Chilean southern road, near Lago Todos Los Santos. I wanted to see how my children and my wife would feel, since it was the first time they had an activity like this. We set up camp and prepared everything to spend the first night. Everyone was very enthusiastic and happy, so we decided to move and walk to a small clearing among the trees and made a bonfire with branches that the same children gathered on the walk. A few minutes later, as they talked about their plans for tomorrow, I looked over my shoulder, towards where our camp should be, and I could see something strange moving. It was a very dark moonless night, and strangely there was no wind at all. To the naked eye it looked like a wet horse, although I could not be sure, because the brightness of the bonfire was dazzling my sight. The children were having fun cooking marshmallows and sausages on the fire. I got up pretending to stretch my legs to observe more closely, and I could see that it was supported by long skinny legs. Being almost sure that it was really a horse, I sat down again, but my eyes were fixed at this thing because it continued approaching slowly, with red eyes that seemed static. I stopped watching him for a few seconds. I thought maybe if nobody paid attention it would simply leave. The children screamed and laughed at some burned sausages, but I could still hear the slow and calculated steps of the creature approaching behind one of the children, skin bristling completely, and the feeling that something serious and unstoppable is about to happen. At that moment, the brightness of the fire diminished a little, giving me the opportunity to take a better look. It was not a horse, it was a metallic black creature erected on 3 legs. Its torso and head were sharp-edged with small protuberances on its face, sharp teeth protruding from its mouth, and piercing red eyes, which seemed to scream hatred and desire to kill. The creature stopped moving, and strangely the children suddenly fell silent when a stabbing pain crossed my head, causing a terrible burning sensation. That awful internal feeling was forcing me to put out the bonfire. The heat was excessive in my head, inside my head. I began to bend over to put out the fire, thinking this would ease the killing pain, but when I saw that the creature was also leaning towards the head of one of the children, I almost had a heart attack. Almost without strength and as a last resort before the desperation of not being able to speak and about to faint, I threw the bag of marshmallows to the fire, which produced a great inflammation, lighting and heat all around us. After this, the burning sensation in my head disappeared immediately. I looked around and there was no trace of the creature. With the pretext of going to town and OK for more supplies, I got everyone into the car. We never returned to the camp again. This content was provided by Angela.